Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Borderlands. Let's load back into the game. It's been a couple more days since I've played. I've had a lot of breaks in between recording this series. And the thing that I've just kind of figured out is I've got to throw out at this point what I think I know about this game. Because I've almost certainly confused some of the DLC or some of the second game into my memories of the first game. So if I completely throw out what I think I know, my next thought is going to have to be, what do I suspect is going to happen? And we're about to get the second piece of what I'm certain is only 3 pieces to the key to the vault, which means if I was to guess, we're going to get reintroduced to the Atlas Corporation leader, who we saw after we got the other thing. Let's see, fire wave shield versus this, don't need that. And that probably is going to be the big boss of the game. If there is any big boss of the game. See, I can't even keep that. I don't even know about that. Which goes to show that there's some major problems here. 40 times 4, 8, 100, let's see. 50 times 3, 6. That's that one. And 50 times 3, 52 times 3, 6 versus 70 times 3. Let's keep this, get rid of this one. 37 times 5.8 is one of those really fast repeaters. 40 times that, nope. We have a revolver that does 140 at 1 versus one that does 149 at 1.3. So we'll get rid of that one. We have a shotgun that does 60 times 12. Where this does 40 times 11 and is a scatter gun, which is not really what I'm looking for. So we have 63 times 4.3 as far as a repeater, which definitely beats this nasty repeater here. We have 79 times 3.0, which tells me this one needs to go. We have 50 times 10 versus 63 times 10, although the thing about this is there's an increased fire rate and a larger bullet supply, so let's get rid of this one. Even though it's slightly more powerful, I don't want 12 shots in that weapon. This is 149 times 3, where this is 91 times 3.7. So this is much slower, but it has 50 more damage, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. And then SMGs. This is 51 times 13.4, which tells me this SMG can go away. And 92 times 10 at 79 bullets. Ooh. Tells me this one is nowhere needed. Alright. So we got a sniper rifle and assault rifle. It's SMG here. No reason to buy that. Let's see. Compare this shield to the one we have equipped. Mine's better in every way. Alright. So, yeah, getting back to the idea of the, what I can just kind of guess, based on my experience with video games, we're going to beat Crom. We're going to get the second piece that's going to introduce Atlas, that Atlas leader, which is probably going to also introduce a new type of enemy that I kind of remember of Atlas warriors. We've heard them even talk about Atlas warriors before, so that's not even too strange of a thing. Interesting, there's a repair kit way up here, but I can't pick it up. And so then we'll fight these new Atlas warriors and work our way to, I kind of think she probably has the third key. And let's see, how would one get up on some of these? Over here, I guess. And so then we're gonna get like the third key, and then we're gonna open the vault, and then that's pretty much all that's gonna happen in the game as far as the main story. In a weird way, I guess the main story has to sort of end that way, doesn't it? Because there's so much more DLC they had planned for. Here's another kit. Darn it. If we get one of those quests where it's look for a specific kit and there's all of these sitting around, that's gonna suck. And just ended up picking up more things. And see, I'm working my way up to an area that I don't know what's in this area, nor is it specifically in the direction I want to. This SMG's still got some problems. Malwin. We haven't seen a lot of that. Malwin advertisements. So the game is implying, I think, that there's gonna be some corporations that just don't have a major presence on Pandora. There's another element that I've thought about. It kind of makes sense that you wouldn't have all your abilities for most of the characters to start off with. But the Siren, her abilities kind of come from herself. So it's like she's a Siren, she's grown up all of her life as being a Siren, but she didn't know that any of this could happen. And there's no freak out because of that. There's no, whoa, I didn't know I was a Siren. Or maybe there's just, she's been training all of her life, and this is finally the point when her powers appear and are useful once you level up to like level 5. The only other thought is that she perhaps couldn't phase walk on Pandora because, I don't know, the gravity was different and it took her a while to adjust to the new environment. Let's see, let's look at this. One shot. I'll take it, but I won't use it. And that's kind of all there was. And if that was all there was gonna be, I wish they had just given me something to jump down to, because I don't feel like I could safely jump down. Like, this is an insane idea. Here. Okay, that worked. But real crazy way. I don't think that I'm on a boat achievement is actually in the Steam version, but I have looked at the Steam achievements and I do have a large amount of them. Unfortunately, there's one achievement that you can only get by playing with somebody else who has the achievement. So it started, I believe, as playing with somebody who worked at Gearbox online, and then They wanted it to spread kind of like a virus as an achievement, which is unfair to players, but it's not uncommon in trying to get 100% achievements that if you see something like that, usually it's like multiplayer related, you're not gonna have a great chance of actually getting that if you're playing a game that's really old. A lot of games straight out are intentionally punishing players for not buying the game brand new. That's what the whole season pass and online pass idea is about. It's to make the games as expensive as they were new, even if the games actually happen to be on sale. So you might get a game for $20 and still end up paying $60 by the time you've bought all the DLC. And gotta get better at hitting these guys on the head. And because there's that RPG element to this, getting better at hitting people in the head is only partially related to my actual ability to shoot. Half of it is just my weapons proficiency. You can clearly shoot people in the head, see it in the iron sights or on a scope thing, and have the game tell you you missed. Or maybe not tell you that it missed, but it just not do as much damage as you think it should. However, I think Borderlands does a great job in how it handles that, because it never feels like you are dead on and it says it misses. It feels like it hits them and they react in some way at least. So here's the thing. Where are we now? I guess what we need to do is we have to work our way up, and we're doing a more vertical section of gameplay. These burning guys next to all of these tanks. The game has been made a lot more difficult because of this element. And this clearly feels like there should be something here. It's just a wall. It's like, can I peek through this wall anywhere and see? I mean, it's just a big empty area, but you would feel like maybe some DLC was planned to be put on there. And that's not how they integrated DLC though, at the end of the day. There's all kinds of items in this, if I can get up here and get it. Let's see. Can we get up here? Well, I can hop enough to pick up things. But can I just hop through these boat things? Yeah, I guess I can. Did I get that gun? I think these two are just bullets. Alright. That's a weird way to hide some things. Now, on the quest that Earl needs meat badly, there's 10 more cans of skag meat somewhere, but that's not what I'm looking for right now.
You lost?
I'm really good at this.
See, you notice this, it's getting a little bit faster to clear out 4 or 5 guys. But still not fast enough. The experience you have with this game once you're at or close to the max level changes the game so dramatically that it's kind of what I remember. 'Cause I don't remember playing at level 29. I remember playing at level 61. And possibly even playing quite a bit at the max level, or whatever it would have been at the time, before the DLC raised it. I think it stops at 50, and then they give you in one DLC 1 extra level, and then they give you in one DLC 10 extra levels, or maybe an unlimited amount of levels. Just 2 paths here. See, that explosion barely did anything, but something had just happened there. I got hit by electricity, which killed my shield, and without that shield, I became very vulnerable to damage. So this guy has some kind of electrical weapon on me, and we've played with electrical weapons and seen the damage they can do, but we've never had to survive against them. I assume that's him doing this and not some other character, because you can't really tell. Come on, die. Just trying to provoke. Darn it. And see, I know one of the characters dropped some items in an awkward hill there that I'll probably not be able to find or get. I need to get clear shots, and that's exactly the opposite of what I'm getting. Man, this one guy has made it like impossible to move forward, and this is always the problem with this system, is that if you didn't have the right gun, if you had nothing that you could use, you know what I could have done though? And I hadn't even thought about it, as I could have just phase walked. I had totally forgotten about my phase walk ability. And I guess that's part of gameplay. And see, he dropped his collectibles down there, and I just fell, so yeah, I'm not gonna be able to pick up those items. It won't matter too much, I don't think. I suppose I could have come this direction and tried to work around it. Now we're up to 3 of 10. And see, when I just get down this down here, I'm probably gonna run into some more enemies. I can hear a psycho somewhere. It sounds like he's over there. Nope.
It's time for another pound of flesh.
Feel it.
The amount of psychos we're getting is kind of increasing too. And see, being in phase walk lets your shield refill too if you have a fast enough recharge rate. So I was at about 130 on the shield before I got out of the phase walk. And increasing the length of my phase walk duration helps, certainly. I'm probably playing this game too thoroughly. Seems like these cans of skag meat are left out just in the middle of the open area. And other items aren't proving themselves to be incredibly necessary. They have an interesting system here where the enemies just jumped over a fence, which at the time is quite interesting and new, and actually it's probably pretty new even in modern days. Like, it's not something that we see standard to have enemies jumping over fences. It does kind of beg the question, like, why can I not climb over fences and jump on them? Which probably is a little bit of an issue, but it's highly unlikely in my mind that this is going to actually be Chrome. But it might be. Somebody threw a grenade at me. Got a lot of people. We'll start using the SMG for a while. And see, you would want that explosion, if you shoot a barrel, you would want that to equal the death of the character next to it, almost certainly. And even if the trade-off is then whenever something around you explodes, it kills you too, that's definitely how I would prefer the game to do it. Seems like these barrels barely even do any damage to these enemies now. Let's see. We have this, which we have to jump to, and we messed up. And hopefully we're not completely stuck. I think we probably are in a good position to find the mini kit. Isn't that what we're at? Yeah. So where are you hiding mini kit? Repair kit. Up here. How am I supposed to reach that? Can I get on this? Can I get on this? Yes. But can I get up here? Have to jump around the edge there a little bit. Got it. So if I'm now here, can I get up to that? Yeah, I don't think I can do a running jump almost from there and to that and make it. So that won't work, but that's fine. At least I got the repair kit. And we also know that none of the other repair kits that we've seen on this level probably account for anything or mean anything. I doubt this guy will give me anything other than an increase in my inventory, which is still definitely more important than most of the things we find.
Please open the box.
Let's see. This does twice the damage for a similar fire rate and a less accuracy, and it's more bullets. We'll switch it out. We'll try it. And then take this. I don't know if we really ever want to change any of the class mods over Defender, though. Unless we start finding a lot of enemies with the shotgun. If it starts becoming a case of, well, your shield's always getting shot down by electrical weapons anyways, so you might as well forget about that extra 10% on your shield, because it's going to be a very binary state where either your shield will always be full because they don't have a shotgun, or your shield will always be at 0 because they do have a shotgun. Interesting effect we're getting here. A slightly distracting effect. In similar ways, the corrosive attack might be probably nice. Did somebody throw a grenade at me? Somebody said the word grenade, but I don't think anybody actually threw a grenade. I would argue, considering I don't remember any guns having special abilities, that these extra guns that have these special abilities, that do these extra effects, were a waste of time in the development of this game. They could have put some of that effort, and so, which is a hard thing to say, but what I mean is they could have taken some of the budget that they put into paying somebody to program the extra guns with the extra effects, and instead paid voice actors to actually voice act the more of the quests. So yeah, I just don't feel like they prioritized right there. It's always a weird thing to say, well, they could have done this instead of that, because it is different people doing different things, but at the end of the day, it all is done by paying somebody to do something. I don't know if this gun is really any stronger. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. There's definitely a problem with the whole swirlingness, because you can see when I start shooting at people, I can't even see them. So remaining on target towards somebody's head is practically impossible. And so having a gun with a scope that then has this effect is actually silly. And I assume that's the plan. Let's see. In comparison, this gun doesn't have a scope, but it has iron sights, and I can actually aim with it. Alright, what quest, by the way, are we in? We're still doing Earl needs food badly. And then the next piece is way over there, and 2 wrongs don't make a right. It has us kill a reaver. So I guess we're killing Reaver. I guess Reaver is a person, not an animal. Just do a phase walk for a heal. I eventually will get better at doing that wall fighting.
I'm really good at this.
There still are some problems. Definite problems with my setup being almost completely designed for defensive healing when I phase walk instead of having any consideration for doing damage in the middle of a phase walk. Hey, we have 2 more pieces of meat we need to get. And I don't also believe that there's a proficiency for grenades, is there? Unless grenade kills go into launcher proficiency, which wouldn't make any sense. Killing things with grenades only then, I guess, is possibly a sub-quest, a challenge to get experience. And I don't even think it's that. I don't want to really look. I guess we could. Let's see. Go down here and see. This is combat rifles. This is shotguns. This is launchers. SMGs, sniper rifles, melee, incendiary artifacts. Yeah, I don't see any challenge here at all to use grenades. So you're punished a little bit, a tiny amount, for using a grenade. And I guess that's probably fine, because then...
Time to paint this body with blood.
And here we have Reaver and 2 clips, and he's nearly dead.
That was it? It's dead?
Yeah, and you're left with this. That was it. He's dead. And then that's pretty much true. It's like, I don't know if it's because I've played completely and thoroughly. It probably is to a major extent. That is almost certainly the case. We've had 2 quests that really brought us this direction, but that was kind of easy. And the implication, I think, is when you are here at something like this, you probably are recommended to just jump down and speed through all this. Rust-Commons East is the one I don't think we can do, and we're in Crom's Canyon. Yeah. So now we go take on Crom. And there's still a level of weirdness here, because it probably is the case that that once we beat Crom, we're gonna level up everything, and this is gonna be a more difficult challenge going forward in just all the areas. Like, which would be nice, because I don't want to go back to Firestone and get 1 XP.
Out of ammo.
I am out of ammo. How about we just phase walk through all of this? Where are we going? This way? We need to run back to the beginning of the game anyways and buy more ammo. Which I believe is what this is. Right? Nope, I'm going the wrong way. So I see no reason to do that. So I got spiders to my back on one direction and bandits to my back on the other direction. And we'll just kind of phase walk through that. And say I hear people saying shoot him and such, but I don't. Where are they? $38. Who's shooting me from where? Like, I hear it. I see bullets from like there. And see, that's kind of it. And see, we have just way too much money because we haven't died that much. Of course, I am probably better at this game than anyone who was playing this the first time. But also, this is kind of standard fare these days for people that play video games. Like, the run and gun shooter, unless this is the very first video game or modern video game you've played, is pretty well known. Let's see, explosive longbow for 63 versus what I have here, which is 66. Still not worth it. So before we do anything else, we can get rid of anything that is not as good. Incendiary contact for 66 versus corrosive contact for 66. I'll probably equip the corrosive just so we do something different. This shield is 320 by 480. This shield is 379 by 73, so that's no good. Mercenary class mod. I don't think so. No to that. The SMG I have right now is something that I would like to consider maybe getting rid of. So, but you're gonna have to beat 86 times 12.5, and that one doesn't do that, and that one doesn't do that, and that one doesn't do that. This static discharger is an interesting idea, certainly highly effective against shields. Chance to electrocute enemies. It's an interesting idea, certainly, but with one shot, no. We can't do it. Now we have a revolver that's 70 times 1.6, which versus 91 times 3.7, so we'll get rid of the static law. You would think that if it was named, then by default that would be way better, but it's not even really the case. 43 times 7 times 1.3, 60 times 12 times 1.6, nope. Let's see, 50 times 13, 57 times 10, so this one has a lot more bullets because it's a Waldorf, I would assume. And some recoil reduction, but you're saying reduce it by 3 points. So in this one I'm going to run out of bullets and do slightly less damage. In this one I'm going to not run out of bullets and do slightly more damage at a much slower rate. I think firing rate plays a lot bigger part in the game than people might realize. So a 2-shot 9x70 shotgun versus a 6-shot. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever do a 2-shot shotgun. There's just certain ways in this system it's not going to work. This one has an incredibly slow firing rate. So, nope. This repeater is 59 times 3. This one's 63 times 2 times 4. So we don't need that. This is 11 times 31. 60 times 12. Sell that. Electrocute animal damage. I don't want to keep that one. So then this rifle is 50 times 13 versus 90. So sell this rifle. This shotgun is 160 times. This sniper rifle is 160 times 1 2. This is 240 times 1 4. So that's not any better. And that's weird because that's Reaver's Edge. And see, we've already got guns that are above this. And what's even weird is that in Borderlands 2, you have these key systems where they give out codes to give you these golden keys that give you even stronger weapons, which really means that you have even a higher chance, unless they adjusted it, which they very well may have, to pick up weapons randomly that are way better than what you have. You get another 5,000 points, but you may have noticed there that 5,000 points in experience did not really help. Equip this. Equip this. And I'm also gonna switch out, I guess, this with the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher in particular is an easier one to look at. It seems like what you have and what you use may very well affect what you find. We haven't found a lot of repeaters, and there might be a very good reason for that. We didn't look at the... It's highly unlikely we would find something for sale here that we'd want, but like 36 shield capacity versus this one. 33 shield capacity and several points. And then this over here was 58 damage. You could do Plague Bearer class, but yeah. And none of those shields are any better. And I guess logically you could just assume that all the hunters, vault hunters on the planet, which this planet is supposed to be full of vault hunters, that kind of gets expanded in the story later on. You could like assume that they are selling their garbage weapons and keeping the good ones, and that would explain, that would certainly explain why we find better weapons on people than finding them in the store very consistently. This double Gemini is not the greatest gun to play with because you have to sit there and pull the trigger every time. Yeah, I really would like a better repeater. And so maybe I shouldn't have thrown out so many repeaters previously and found something that actually repeats. Because, well, technically this is repeating. It's repeating twice and then ending. And then sitting here pumping the trigger makes the gun go from being a automatic to a semi-automatic gun, which is not what I'd like. I'd like to be able to just hold down the trigger. So, yeah, in a lot of ways I'm resolving myself to the idea that we are approaching the 2/3 of the way done with the game. And of course that's just for the main story. There's still plenty of DLC to be played. How much experience did I just get? 15 experience. I do need to start leveling up my enemies. I want the experience because I want to get to the max level, but once I get to the max level, I'd also like to get one-shot kills with everything. So I want to be more overpowered, but I want to fight stronger enemies, and that is an interesting balancing system you have to consider in your desires of how the game plays. Like, sure, sometimes it's fun to kill a bunch of low level one skags, and if they threw 1,000,000 at my face and I was just throwing grenades at them or knocking them down 5 per bullet, that might be interesting for a short amount of time, but in the long run, that doesn't get you the experience. And as long as we want the experience, that's something to consider. Well, we want the experience. But on the other hand, I don't want something that's level 60 to show up and make me spend 20 minutes shooting one character, which we saw when we hit that one guy with the electric weapon. Is all of a sudden that battle was significantly disproportionate in length to any battle we've done before. I can't even see this guy. He's blending in with the background. And I spent all that money buying bullets only for the quest of purchasing items at the stores. Like, I could have easily ignored that and just picked up bullets on the way here. Just trying to hit the barrel there, and you can see with this repeater I'm not really doing great in comparison. Not really even doing that well with that gun, but it sprays so many more bullets that if I'm having a hit percentage of even 25%, you can see the electrocuted function when something's electrocuted doesn't seem like it does much damage, or if it does any damage. It may simply daze or stun the people, which is an ability we can add to our phase walking also, but I don't see a real reason why you'd want to daze your enemy. Let's see. Maybe do a little bit of shotgunning. You see there's a guy. Some guys up there, and it certainly doesn't seem like you can actually get up there. So if they dropped anything, you're never gonna get to it. But, and man, I'm getting stuck on the ground more than I think is I should. Which is 0. I think 0 is the right number of times to be stuck on the geometry of the world. Alright, so there's all kinds of people over there. And see, if I was to pull out my shotgun and shoot, that won't do anything. And it's kind of silly to be using this weapon. Now this isn't a teleport grenade, so I should be throwing the grenades more like that. We've got a level 26 bruiser. And those guys are all leaving things on the ground too, so I should leave them alone. Which way are we going? Well, I guess we have to jump down anyways. There's nothing, no more. So I worked my way around, and this is certainly the right way to do this, is have the high ground. Don't take the low roads. Where all the enemies I could have killed up there very possibly could have shot at me from above, and then that would have been a bit of a nightmare. There's another one of those fences. And see, they've got us set right where we need to be.
Please don't shoot, please don't shoot, please don't shoot, please don't shoot, please, 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 please.
So here's Crom. He doesn't even get a subtitle. And we're in a giant kind of area. Where is Crom? We know there's going to be a bunch of people probably spawning. And Crom might be... Yes, Crom has a turret. There. And Crom is going to shoot us at this from this turret. And so then we've got this situation where we're gonna get shot down. So let's just mad dash. And we fall and we die. And how much did that cost us? $18,000. I kind of think maybe there's a hard maximum on how much you can lose, but even if there's a maximum amount you can lose per death, if you are kind of pinned down in something, this is probably the ultimate example of a point in the game where you might get pinned down and die. You could die over and over again. And just keep on shooting. They're not really giving me any challenge. Remember, there's no difficulty setting in this game, so I do have this kind of fear that I had a little bit of difficulty at one point in playing the game, and then I think maybe the game just adjusted and lowered itself in difficulty. Either that's the case, or we just by default the game is a little bit easy, which I don't really want to hold against it too much. It's a slight flaw, but I would much prefer there to be a run and gun RPG shooter out there that's a little too easy and good for introductory people who want to play with a controller, who want to have some of that experience. The Borderlands people did work on Halo, one of the Halos at least, so they are from that pedigree. Like, very possibly a lot of shooters these days, when they come out, they're for experts at shooters and they may not have enough easy levels of difficulty in them. I've certainly played games in general that have had difficulties of easy and still been frustratingly hard, or have elements in them that are frustratingly hard, and that's just unfriendly to new players. So I have to applaud Borderlands for being friendly to new players, with the slight caveat that it might be a little less challenging than you'd like. And see, if I was playing this like not as a new save file, if I had, instead of playing this on the Xbox 360 twice or 4 times, because I played it twice over, went through the entire game 2 times over, which that might be a little bit of an exaggeration. I may not have actually done it 4 times. I may have only done it a couple. Well, there goes Crom. So one corrosive weapon is more than enough to destroy a turret. Let's go and just phase walk here. But yeah, that's like way too easy, and it's not supposed to have been easy. We have Crom's sidearm, which is a repeater, which, you know what, I'm going to equip right now. And let's try it. Ooh, yes. This will work very nicely if what is about to happen is actually what happens. What I think is about to happen actually happens. The only thing that could, I guess, stop us right now is if we found out that there wasn't a key to the vault in here. If that was the case, then yeah, I guess the game might go a little bit longer. That wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we get all 3 keys and they get stolen and then we have to go back and get them. Notice this chest is hanging on a winch system. Or we get 2 keys missing.
You found another piece of the key without my help. Or did you? I'm always watching you, friend. Be careful. Others are starting to see their own opportunity.
So, like, that's cryptic. Why not? Why write it that way instead of saying having her actually help this person? And this canyon has no ground, so it's not as simple as simply jumping down towards a central location and working your way back to the beginning. But it's not that bad either, because you can just jump. And this little path here is almost assuredly so I could make that jump. And I think we've seen everything in Crom's Canyon. So you run this way, and we're just like fast traveling through this. We didn't go really past this point. So if there was a few enemies that decided to stay spawned here, or maybe some spider ants or something. No skags. Oddly, once you move into the spider ant territory, you're not in skag territory anymore, and I kind of wish there was a better mix and match here. That, or, you know, skags and spider ants in the same area to spice it up a little bit. That would have been an easy thing. Nice looking water effect. Always pay attention to the water effects, because the creators of games certainly pay a lot of attention to reflections and water effects. And we don't have any reason to keep that one gun, so let's get rid of this nasty Gemini. Get rid of that first of all. 48 times 64, 39 times 10, get rid of that one. Caustic rifle, 40 times 10. This scoped rocket launcher versus this one is 280 times 3. Let's see, we don't need a scoped one. Let's see, scatter gun is 39 times 11, I don't think so. Let's see, 50 times 10. Standard shield, don't need it. Tough guy shield, don't need it. Firefly class mod, gonna sell it. The double stinger is 43 times times 2. Let's see. 39 times 10. I have to look at these things as they are though. See, this one does a lot more damage, but it's half as slow. And right now, if it did 100 damage for half the speed, I would be willing to do that. But as the numbers kind of add up in my head, it's not quite that fast, so I wouldn't want that one. 66 times 6.9 versus 30 times 10. 30. I guess that would make this one slightly better. That would be, what, 36? 360, where this would only be 390. No, that one's still slightly better. We have one. Let's see. What do we have equipped? 92 times 10 on the rifle. So get rid of that one. And we have, let's see, this is 50 times 10. So get rid of that one. 40. Let's see, that's almost 80. 80 times 12. I need to equip that and try it out, and then keep the revolver. So let's equip this gun. We haven't leveled up in a while. Put in this double stinger. So the problem with the double stinger is you're gonna do twice as many bullets and do that extra effect. So we'll get rid of the ruthless SMG. And then do we have anything? Explosive proximity mod for 74. compared to what we do have, which is corrosive. I guess we'll buy it since we have a ton of money and nothing better to do. See. Titan class for the berserker. Shields. You don't have anything for that. So we'll put that in there and sell the other one. So now we've got slightly better damage we can do. So nothing triggered, oddly. Very, very odd. You would have thought something would have triggered. That we would have gotten more dialogue than just the angel telling me this. So the last thing I want to do is go to Rust Commons West and turn this in. So we'll go to Earl's Scrapyard next time and turn in this quest. Go to New Haven, turn in this quest. Go to Rust Commons East, turn in this quest. And then, well, you know what? We'll probably skip this quest and then do the next piece in Rust Commons West, because that's the way it's gonna. We still need to unlock the areas to do the middle of the nowhere bounty board, hidden journal things, because we need the bridges lowered, which is what will happen. We haven't leveled up, and we're not even really that close to leveling up, so ideas or dreams of going much further are kind of getting dashed. Like, one more level up, we get more health, and then I wanted to start doing more critical hit damage. These things seems like they're at best are going to be level 3 artifacts, Eridan artifacts. Our proficiency is on repeaters is about the highest we have, and that's not unsurprising because your proficiency is probably by the number of bullets doing damage. So shooting a bunch of bullets probably is a lot more often than, say, the launcher, which is only at a proficiency of 3 because it shoots very few bullets, or the shotgun for the exact same reason. Like, we're halfway through level 29. Our XP that's required to level up is getting exponentially higher. And this is the old RPG system. Sometimes they have a system where it only costs the same amount of XP all the time to level up, but then the amount of XP you get when you kill something that's below your level goes down. Whereas this one, the cost of XP to level up goes up higher and higher, so it's exponentially more difficult to get to the higher levels than it is the lower levels. And on top of that, if you defeat something that's low level, like a level 1, you're only going to get 1 XP. So it significantly increases the amount of grinding. Why do I have a torque picture behind me, I wonder? Is that just my favorite weapon, or is that the character class? No, because I have an Ashen character class. The only Torg thing I have right now is the Steel Matador. So that doesn't make the most amount of sense. That's why it's behind my character's picture. And then we still have tons of those. I won't go through all of them though. So still a lot of work though. The game isn't really making me feel like we are 2/3 of the way done with the game, with the main story, but I think we are. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.